Hello, my name is Charlie. Today I'm doing my 5th day of Vlogmas and I'm going to do the non-binary tag. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know, my name is Charlie. I am non-binary. And that's all I'm going to say at the beginning of this because I'm doing the non-binary tag created by Piper Dragon, and I'm very excited to do this because, there are a lot of things. So I'm just going to get started because the tag has 18 questions in it. What's your gender and pronouns? Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm a demigirl. My gender oscillates between agender and femme and back and forth and is somewhere in there. My pronouns are they, she. So you can use either one of those and I'm fine. If you don't know the non-gendered noun, just default to the feminine and I'm fine. Question number 2. What umbrellas do you fall under? Like transgender, non-binary, genderqueer, etc. Well, okay, I consider myself trans because I do not identify with my assigned gender at all. I was assigned male at birth, and there is nothing male or masculine about me, except for occasionally my voice, which is something that I have some control over, but it's an eternal struggle and a fight to actually deal with it. I also consider myself non-binary because I really am on the spectrum, and I called myself genderqueer for a really long time, and I thought I was gender fluid for a really long time until I learned what demigirl meant and then realized, hey, that's me. Question number 3. What labels do you use for yourself? I am not a big fan of labels. I like enby. I use enby quite a bit. I like it. I think it's cute. I like it when people call me BB because I have a very auntie nature about me, but I don't like stepping on the traditions of African Americans who use auntie a lot as a very cultural meaning for them. And so I like BB. If you're looking for something to call me, it's basically the non-binary for aunt uncle. It's one of the ones that's out there. I like that one a lot. Question number 4. What song is your gender? Oh, that's a really difficult one because there are a lot of things that I could say here. Oddly enough, I think... See, my first instinct is literally to go straight to Hedwig and the Angry Inch and say it's Wig in a Box, but that's not exactly true. That's just the thing that I want to say that it is. If I had to nail down my gender, I would have to say one song. If I had to simplify it to one song. Yeah, this will make very little sense to people who are not familiar with the band or my relationship to the song, but it would probably be Rise by Nosferatu, because I feel all of those temptations and that shadowy darkness that to me is my gender. When I hear that song, I just see the black lace dresses and all of that wonderful goth accoutrement that makes me feel alive. And yeah, that's a song that I listen to a lot, that I find very affirming as who I am. It's a weird song, but yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's a good one. Question number 5. Do you experience gender euphoria? If so, what causes it? Gender euphoria has been a real issue for me because I've lived the vast majority of my life in this dysphoric hellscape that I've only, in the last couple of years, started learning how to dig myself out of. But yes, I do have moments of pure gendered euphoria. And a lot of it is when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends and we just don't care. There's that moment where everything goes a little bit agender for a bit and we just let our hair down and we just be ourselves. And that sense of acceptance and being just part of the group feels so empowering to me that I really love it. The other times that I really feel like some gender euphoria is I've been doing a lot of work on my voice, and I have actually been able to start singing more tenor alto type songs, which my AMAB voice is very bass baritone. And so the fact that I've been able to start singing in a register that I'm much more fond of and kind of feel is more appropriate for me makes me very happy, and I love it so much. Question number 6. What's a question you're tired of being asked? How can you be they? Are you plural? What do you mean by agender? And I kind of lump all of that together in one question. I am really getting tired of that because, well, I don't consider myself like exclusively agender. It is definitely a big part of the spectrum that I live in. And it's very hard for me to explain it to people. It takes a lot of mental fortitude and energy. And I don't understand why people can't do that research on their own and why I have to constantly answer the question. And I wish I didn't have to. They as my pronoun because I don't really play on either side of the binary that often. So yeah. Yeah, definitely that one. Question number 7. What clothing, accessories, and presentation do you feel most yourself in? Is your style connected to your gender for you? Yes, it really is. And I kind of feel like I have a fairly gothic rocker chick aesthetic that I like to put on, and it really feels like me, sometimes with makeup, sometimes without. When I have makeup, I like to do like the wild, like Susie Sue eyes. I really like spikes and leather. I really like somewhere between Susie Sue and Joan Jett is like my ideal gender expression. And when I actually doll myself up and do my hair and do my makeup and do my nails, that's kind of what I'm going for. I am really, yes, and that kind of gothic androgyny that I go for in a lot of my clothing and fashion choices is definitely connected to my sense of gender. Question number 8. Have you identified as any other gender identities in the past? If so, what? Yes. When I first started learning about myself, I, like a lot of people, presumed that I was trans femme. And I thought I was trans femme for a while, even though it didn't fit. It felt, oh, I love that analogy of like the wrong gender is like socks that are too tight, that it's just uncomfortable and you just want to take it off, but you can't quite pinpoint exactly where it is that everything went wrong. That's such a good analogy for me. And so, yeah, I thought I was trans femme for a while, and that was wrong. I started calling myself genderqueer and gender fluid for a while, thinking that fit me better, and it didn't. And so when I found out, again, I said this before, but when I discovered the term demigirl and what it meant, that was just like, that's me. That's me. I'm more on the femme side than I ever have been on the masc side, but I kind of am not exactly agender, and I'm not exactly femme. I'm somewhere on that side, and I love that word, and it really brought me so much joy when I found it. Finally, I had socks that weren't too tight. So, yay. Question number 9. Are there gendered phrases or words you like/don't like? Dude, gal, man, cis, etc. Ooh, yes. Yes. I have a couple friends who knew me from a long time ago who still call me brother, and I understand why, but I'm not entirely happy about it, and I've been trying to get them to use a different word, but that's a whole other conversation for a whole other time. I don't like the word gal. I just don't like how it sounds. I don't like it at all. And I've never been a big fan of the word dude, but it is one that I have used from time to time. Words that I really like, yeah, I love BB. I love that. I've talked about that a little bit already. I love the word BB. I love the word enby. I love it so much because there's just something about it. And I love the word queer. And I love the phrase queer folk. Like, I love that. I love that so much. And that's really like the heart of how I identify. Like, I am queer folk. And yeah, I love it. Question number 10. What compliment best suits your gender? Handsome, beautiful, pretty, hot, stunning, etc. See, this is where I get strange. I like strange. I like bizarre. I like a little off words. I don't feel that handsome works for me. If somebody had to use the word beautiful, I would not be offended by it like I would for handsome or gorgeous or any of those words. But I like strange. I really do. I think that that's a compliment. I like freakish. These are words that I've often been a fan of, but they're not exactly the compliments that I'm looking for. They're just descriptors that I think work well for my sense of identity. But yeah. More femme terms. Like, I like pretty. I like pretty a lot. Like, I really like the word pretty, and I long to be able to look in the mirror and call myself pretty, because I like that word. So, pretty. I'm gonna go with pretty. Question number 11. What's your favorite gender-neutral alternative to commonly gendered words? Sib instead of brother, sister, mix instead of miss, mister, enby instead of boy, girl. Well, I've already talked a lot about how I love enby and BB. I love those two words. I love them a lot. Sib, I'm fine with. I'm fine with Sib. Sib is a great one. I love mix. I also like the word, I found this the other day, mistren. I like that a lot instead of mister. So mister, miss, so there'd be mister, miss, and mistren. I like that. I like that a lot. So that one's probably one of my favorites. But yeah. So those. Question number 12. What pride flag do you commonly use for yourself? I use the non-binary flag a lot. I use the trans flag a lot. Recently, I've started using the queer flag a lot. I really like the queer pride flag. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I feel it. I feel it deep down in my soul. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it that like just calls to me, but I really like it. But yeah, I also use the pride flag, just the gay pride flag, the LGBTQ pride flag. But yeah, I do a lot of things in trans colors, if you haven't noticed on my channel. And also in enby colors. I use both of those a lot. A lot. Question number 13. Are physical and or medical transition important to you? Yes. Yes, I would like to physically transition, but that costs money. I also think that medical transition might be in the future, but that's something I'd really like to talk to a therapist about and see what would be best there. I have a very strong suspicion that if I could get on T blockers, I would be a much happier person, and I would like to do that, but again, money is a problem. I am not a trans medicalist. I do not believe that you have to have either surgeries or hormones to be trans, but yes, there are some gender surgeries I would like to have, and Yes. Yes, that is a thing that I hope to one day be able to afford in the future. Okay, question number 14. Are there any non-binary people you look up to? If so, who? This is a hard one because there are some people that I really respect who are non-binary, but I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to name names. I just don't. There are quite a few non-binary people that I adore, and there are quite a few that I follow on YouTube, and some musicians and whatnot, but the reason I'm not naming names is not because I'm like wanting to keep them secret, it's because I know I would leave somebody out and feel terrible about it. So I'm just going to say yes and move on. So sorry about that. That's kind of a cheat answer, but it's the answer that I'm going with. Question number 15. If there are / were to be someone's significant other, how would you want to be referred to? Boyfriend, girlfriend, they friend, partner, lover, etc. I love the word lover. I do. I think it's a beautiful word. I think it's a word we don't use enough. I love the word lover. But I do, my husband refers to me as his wife, and I'm fine with that. I do not like the word spouse. It's too clinical. I don't like it. I personally do not like the word partner. Yeah, that needed some tea. I do not like the word partner. It upsets me. It does not jive with me. It does not fit with me, and I do not like it at all. So, but wife is what I go by now, and I'm fine with it. I do like the word lover, though. I like the word lover. Question number 16. Question number 16. How do you write non-binary? 1 word, 2 words, with a dash, etc. I generally write it as 1 word. I tried to do other things because spell check often as we do everything, but I do it as 1 word. Non-binary, because I am non-binary. 1 word. Question number 17. Are you out in your day-to-day life, just online, just to close friends, etc.? I think most people in my life know that I am an enby. I think. I have been fairly open about it for a couple years now, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows. And if they don't, they just haven't really been paying attention. And finally, question number 18. Do you fall under any other stereotype for your gender? Yes. I have a lot of girly tendencies. I really like soft things, plushy things. I am very much that.
Hey,
and
it's 35 after.
And yes, I very much fall into those kinds of stereotypes, but other than that, I'm fine. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing this non-binary gender tag. I encourage anybody out there who is non-binary to do it as well. I'll put the questions in the description below. If you did like this video, and you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. I stream every Wednesday and Friday. And until next time, remember, Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, trans identities are magic. And may you have the courage to ride your dreams into reality, and don't forget to have the fun. Bye!